New report shows the Biden administration is spending $60 million a week to house unaccompanied minors. That will be $300 per child per day. Well, Alex Hogan rejoins us. She's at the border. You went along with the Border Patrol, and I think you came across some unaccompanied children. Tell us what happened.
That's right. So as we went along with Border Patrol, it was the late hours of the night into the early hours of this morning, and we got to speak with Border Patrol as well as migrants. Well, some of the agents say that they've seen this difference between policy and perception, that migrants tell them they believe the Biden administration will let them into the country, and they're sending that message back to others that they know in their home countries. But this is a dangerous journey, and Border Patrol agents have recently found bodies of people who have not made it. They've also found children, unaccompanied children, some as young as 2 or 3 years old.
We had, from not too far from here, we found a young boy that died of exposure from heat exhaustion, 8 years old, and he had a little Pokemon belt on. And you see that, and you relate to your own kids.
House Republican Whip Scalise led a delegation of 10 members to the southern border for this tour. The group hearing the harrowing stories from Border Patrol of interactions with the cartel, recent rescues, and the resources needed. Scalise sharing his message calling for the Biden administration to reinstate former President Trump's policies that would require migrants remain in Mexico while seeking asylum. So again, we did speak with many of the migrants last night, some of whom were surprised but relieved that they finally had made it. Meanwhile, right now, we will be joining that delegation with the Texas Department of Public Safety on a boat tour to get the perception of what they are seeing in this immigration challenge. Last month alone, 172,000 people were stopped trying to cross the border. That was up 71% from February of this year. Stuart.
Alex Hogan, thank you very much indeed. For the benefit of our viewers, I'm going to repeat that number. There were more than 172,000 apprehensions on the southern border in the month of March, up 71% just from February. Let's bring in the sheriff of Pinal County, Arizona, Mark Lamb. Border crossings are up. The Biden administration blames Trump. What do you say to that?
I say that's ridiculous. I can't believe that they would blame President Trump. I mean, they did their best they could to undermine him for 4 years, and now they want to blame him. The fact is, the numbers don't support that. The numbers show that during President Trump's administration, we saw a decrease in the amount of people trying to cross this country, with the exception of 2019, when that migration of people came up and they were thwarted. That could have been much worse had it not been for President Trump's policies. So the fact of the matter is, it's just not true. So my message is, stop blaming President Trump and do your job. That's what I don't want to hear the blame game, nor does America. We want you to do your job.
Sheriff, your county is, what, 50 or 60 miles north of the actual border. I suspect that you see a lot of the migrants coming through your county. Would you say that you're being overwhelmed?
Oh, absolutely, we're being overwhelmed. The people that come into my county, they're running from us in pursuits. They're bailing out into the deserts and into communities. We just had one yesterday where they bailed out, jumped in over the fences into some communities. And the people that come in here are dressed in camouflage clothes. They're wearing carpet shoes like this to mask themselves so that we can't find their tracks and so that we can't hear them. They've got camouflage backpacks full of drugs like methamphetamines and fentanyl. They're littering my desert with these kind of things. I don't like that. Where's the Sierra Club now to talk about what they're doing to our deserts? The fact of the matter is, we have got a major problem. It is a crisis. It is extending 60, 70 miles into our border, and it doesn't stop there, Stuart. The problem is this is going throughout America, which is why we as sheriffs issued a letter to President Biden yesterday. That was done by Sheriff Tom Hodgson out of Bristol County, Massachusetts, saying that we need them to honor their oath to protect the people.
Look, I've expressed a very strong opinion this morning. I'm saying that the Democrats do not want to stop the flow because they see these migrants as future Democrat voters. Now, look, I'm taking it. That's an extreme opinion. You with me? Yes or no?
No, I'm with you. And I think that their rhetoric and their talk even before the election was very undermining to the rule of law and law enforcement. And this is just another effort to undermine the rule of law. They are willfully not enforcing immigration law. Now, we don't get that opportunity. You know, we have a job, and that's our job, is to go enforce the law. What they need to do is stop being lazy. If you want to change immigration law, go to Congress, go to Senate, make those changes. Until then, we're going to continue to enforce the law. We as sheriffs, we're being overwhelmed, but you know what? We're holding the line. We're going to continue to do what we can. I'm rallying sheriffs from across the country through Protect America Now, and you can check that out at protectamericanow.com. And we want to make sure that the people know that the sheriffs are still on their side and fighting this for them.
Sheriff Lamb, again, thanks for joining us, sir. We will see you again soon.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you very much
it, Stuart.
indeed. Yes, sir.